Okay, now it's all yours. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to share a reading with you this morning, very brief, but hopefully thought-provoking. And then we will have a moment's silence. Jackson will bring us in with some music, and I'll do an invocation. There'll be more music, and then Angelica will have our talk this morning. So something to think about. This is from Earl Nightingale. The more intensely we feel about a dream, an idea, or a goal, the more assuredly we can know that that idea, dream, or goal, buried deep in our subconscious, will direct us along the path to its own fulfillment.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And so this morning, as we gather together, though virtually, we know that we are always connected. We know that the dreams, the ideas, the goals, the passion that we hold in our hearts and our minds is a gift from Spirit. And the idea that it itself will lead us forward can raise our awareness and our consciousness of the signs and the symbols that the world shows us as we walk our own path and listen to our own hearts. And so knowing that this is possible and knowing that this is true, we allow ourselves to settle in to our dreams, our hopes, our plans, and our goals, and simply follow that path alight before us. We name it good and very good. And so it is. Amen.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And that's a perfect affirmation for all of us. And now I turn this over to Angelica, and she will lead us on today's teaching.
Thank you very much. I always like that moment of meditation, contemplative meditation before. It's a good one. So today, path made clear, and this month we've been all about listening to our hearts. And one of the times rather that we really have to listen to our hearts is when we step out on our path. And I've been thinking a lot about the spiritual path this month, but before I do that, I have something else that I want to share with you. This is a poem. This is in honor of Memorial Day, and it's a poem by a minister named John Pavlovitz, who I just love his writings. He's so good. So this is called Waking Up on Memorial Day. So think about, while I'm reading, think about those family members or friends or whoever it might be that you know that died in a war. I woke up this morning thinking about you. My eyes opened, and I immediately began the usual involuntary inventory of what I might do today, the assorted plans I have, what I'm going to eat, the ordinary tasks before me, all the family stuff and bills and dreams and the billion unrelated thoughts already ping-ponging around inside my head while it still rested on the pillow. And almost in an instant, I became fully aware that I was awake and alive. I realized that I am here in this bed, breathing, feeling, planning, and preparing to rise to step into all of the waiting world. And that's when I thought of you. I thought about this day and how you're missing it, and about the other ones like it that you've missed before that I've never considered. I thought about how many of those days I took for granted or squandered, complaining or worrying or missing what and who was right in front of me. I thought about those who are missing you today too, the loved ones and lovers who must settle for photographs and memories. It reminded me again of the unfathomable blessing of those who share my sacred mundane with me every day. It seems terribly insignificant, almost insulting to offer an easy thank you for your service and your sacrifice, because honestly, it's all too much for me to even comprehend. I have never died for anything. I've never spent everything on behalf of someone or something else. I am awake and alive here in this morning, and you are not. And so I will find in those truths as fitting a reply as I can to you in your life. I will live today as a response of gratitude. I will be fully present in this day and to those who share it with me. I will remember you, what you are missing, and those who are missing you. I will fight for the best version of this country that I can make. In some small way, as I run and plan and hug and laugh and eat and rest and do the act of simply living, I will remember that I am here. I will try to live well this day that you cannot. In this way, my very life will be a memorial day to yours. I'm grateful that I thought of today. I know that I will see this day differently now. I hope I will live it better. Thank you for opening my eyes. Thank you for waking me up. Men fought in wars and died were on a path as well, just like we are. Even this experience we're having of being sheltered in place is a spiritual path. And I thought about all the people that are protesting about it. And I thought about those times when I want to protest about it. And yet the path is here. This is the experience. And so why not experience it as fully as we can? And remember, it's always, always, always a spiritual path. And one of the things, I love this quote by Albus Dumbledore. He says, words are, in my not so humble opinion, our most inexhaustible source of magic, capable of both inflicting injury and remedying it. And you know, our lives are lived in words. We speak to other people, and we're living our lives in our words. We think 24 hours a day in words. So they are really our most inexhaustible source of magic. I know that all of us would rather not inflict injury with our words. Dr. Holmes says, as you listen to the divine wisdom within you, you will receive your inspiration and guidance. As you speak your word, think your thoughts, or make your affirmations with complete conviction, you will discover that you are using a power that actually responds to you. The spirit within you is God, the infinite source of your intelligence and wisdom and creative power. So if our words are magic, then let us get to that place where we can really go within ourselves and allow ourselves to hear the divine wisdom as it comes through us. And I believe it's coming through us all the time. And sometimes we don't even hear it. Sometimes we hear it, but we ignore it. And sometimes we hear it and let it move us along our path. So I have a few ideas here. The first thing is to go within and find the answer to whatever. And Dr. Holmes says, there is within ourselves the answer to every question and the solution of every problem. The spirit makes the demand and will answer that demand from within. When we allow ourselves to wait for the mental storm to die down. Be still and know is the secret of guidance, as it is of every problem of life. A perturbed mind can never get the correct answer. A stilled mind always can, because the answer comes from the God within. And I don't know about you, but I know for myself that when I'm finding myself in that place where my mind is just running and running and running and running, and if I do what it says, be still and know, if I allow myself to take a couple of deep breaths and go into the stillness and allow that mental storm to die down, then I can hear. I can hear the guidance. I can hear what is mine to do. And a lot of mine to do lately has just been be here now. Probably for you too. My second idea is to court the presence. So in order to access this wisdom, Dr. Holmes says, court the presence and direct the law. Court the presence and direct the law. You know, that aspect of God, that's the law, is just waiting for us to say something so that it can be used. It wants to serve us. It's like this part of it, we court the presence, which is that infinite intelligence and unconditional love, and then we direct the law with our words and our thoughts and our feelings. So he says this is attained by a deep connection with the spirit of life through meditation and creative surrender. That idea of creative surrender, I've never really thought about surrender being creative. I have for many years did not like the word surrender at all. But now when I stop and I take those 3 deep breaths and let myself just be still, I realize that's that creative surrender. In the original Science Mind text, Dr. Holmes wrote, "The one life flowing through me is perfect and complete. I am not apart from it. I am one with it in marvelous unity and freedom, one with the complete whole." And I think this is something we forget. We forget that there isn't any way to get away from it, God, the force, the one life, whatever we want to call it. We can't get away from it because it is us. The third idea is to have faith in the law. So having courted the divine and seeking the wisdom within, the path is made clear when we trust and have faith in the law. The one will not lead us wrong. It cannot. It's always acting in accordance to law. If I'm thinking that this shelter in place is a horrible experience, I can't stand it anymore, blah, blah, and I keep going on like that, the law will bring me more experience of that. If I'm thinking life is good, regardless of what's happening out there, life is good right here, right where I am. then the law will act for us according to that. So divine right action and order are always happening. It's the word of God. Holmes says in a little pamphlet called The Philosophy of Jesus, we have direct access to an intelligence that can guide us, a life force or energy or spiritual something that can heal us, and a law of mind that we can use. We could be guided, healed, and use the law all the time. So here's from those things that I just read from Dr. Holmes, these were my ideas from it. So stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. You know, there's an interesting thing about thinking about God, though, is we have to see if any of the old childhood beliefs about God being the judge or God being unhappy with us, or that we're, you know, the original sin is what we were born with, and all that stuff that we learned if we were in a more Christian environment when we were young. We have to let go of that idea of God. In fact, I often ask students in the beginning classes to create a God for themselves, because whatever God is for us, that's what it will act like. So if I believe in a God that is judgmental, I'm going to feel judged or be judging. If I believe in a God that is loving, then I'm going to be loved and be loving. So we want to define God for ourselves. What is that? What is God to us? And then use that God that we've created to stop thinking about whatever difficulties we have and think about God instead. And my next idea is focus on the evidence of positive changes that are happening everywhere. That's why I keep posting John Krasinski's half an hour show on my Facebook page, because it's all about the positive changes that are happening all around the world. On the science pages that I follow, we're learning about, you know, the ozone hole, the hole in the ozone that used to be above Australia has closed. Yes, there's other things happening, like up on the North Pole, the temperature was 80 degrees for the last few days. And so that's kind of weird. But there are lots of positive changes that are happening absolutely everywhere. I know that probably each one of you has had an experience of seeing kindness, compassion somewhere around you. So focus on that. If you can't find anything in humanity, then go out into your gardens. Go out into the parks. Go to the places where you can really experience nature. One of the things I've noticed about my garden, for instance, this year, everything seems to be blooming in more abundance than last year. I mean, it's just amazing to me how quickly things are growing and how big my roses are. And it's just wonderful. There's lots of positive changes. So the next idea is to remember that where your attention is, there you are. Wherever you've put your attention, that's where you get to reside. So if you're thinking about politics, for instance, and you don't care for it, and you're putting all your attention on not caring for it, well, there you are. There you get to experience all the effects of where you have your attention. Probably you've seen evidence of this statement before in your life, when maybe when you were younger, you decided you didn't really want to go to work, and so you felt, oh, my throat's a little scratchy, maybe I won't go to work today, I have a sore throat. And then you tell everybody, oh, I'm not going to work today because I have a sore throat. And by 10 or 11 o'clock, you really have a sore throat. Where your attention is, there you are. So, and my last one is trust, and the path is made clear. When I wrote this one down, I had the image of Harrison Ford on that in the movie where he's searching for the Holy Grail, and there it is. He sees it, and yet it's in a cave or something, and as he's walking towards it, he realizes that there's a big chasm between where he is and where the Holy Grail is. And I don't remember what changes in him to take him out of the fear of that chasm, but he takes a step and the path appears. And I think that that's one of the things that, a really metaphysical idea for each one of us, to absolutely trust the divine, and then that path, our path, is made more clear. One of my friends, Dr. Reverend Harry Morgan Moses, who I've known since Hawaii days, he has a center down in San Diego area. He says the heart of our teaching is that you are the beloved one, that you are the very center of the universe. You are that perfect reality, no matter what you've done with it, no matter what you think of it, you are still that. And that's the truth about you. Revealing this truth is the reason you came into existence, and it is the only reason for existence. What if we really took this statement to heart? What if we really, really believed it? If we trusted it? We are the beloved one. We're that perfect reality, no matter what we did with it in the past or what we think about our lives or any of that. We're still the very center of the universe. We're the beloved one. And what if this is really the reason we came into an existence? The reason for the path that we're all on together right now. So say this affirmation with me, and then we'll go into prayer. I trust and allow the divine wisdom within me to guide my decisions and to light my path. I follow its lead. So gratefully, I acknowledge that there truly is only one path. That path that leads us home. And home is right where we are at this moment. Home is within us, in the very center of our hearts. Home is God. So with a grateful heart, I know for each one of us, speaking this word in the first person so we can more easily embody it, I know I am ready and willing to take that step, to trust, and to take that next step that is mine to take. I am ready and willing to see that everything outside of me is because of what I've been thinking about it. It is my mirror. And so I go within and I change my thinking and I change my life in whatever area I need to. And what I see outside of me now is a place of peace, a place of harmony, a place of loving kindness, compassion, goodwill. And I recognize that, yes, I am the center of my universe, but I am also everyone's. We are all the center of the universe. As Emerson says, the center is everywhere, the circumference is nowhere. And I know that all of us are an expression of the God, of the Godness, the God essence. Each one of us is all that we need to be right now. And so I declare that I trust that. I am all that I need to be right now. I absolutely let go of thinking that there's anything I have to be ashamed of or guilty of. It doesn't matter if I was angry. It doesn't matter any longer. Who I am right now is all that matters, because all that is the present moment. So in this present moment, I step forward, I trust and step forward on my path, knowing that it's a good one, knowing that God goes before me, preparing my way. And how wonderful it is to see all the different aspects of myself, that self with a capital S, walking this path with me, knowing the truth, that God is love. And that's what we are, the beloveds in whom God is well pleased. So with a grateful heart, I release these words into spiritual law, knowing that they are already so, and so it is.